Hi, welcome to Stone Magpie for a whip and chat, and I'm really excited because we're going to be doing the fairy's face at last. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping that we get lots of delicate details in it with the diamonds, and we're just about to find out during this whip and chat. Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a really good week. Just going to get my first colour, 29. I'm still working from the baggies. It is working really well, I'm happy to say. So I would definitely do this again. It did save a lot of kitting up time. This kit does have 50 colours in it, and I have said before that I don't think I would do any more than 50. I think it would get a little bit difficult if it was more than 50, but do give it a go if you want to, just in case that you find it easier. Oh, wow. It feels like such a long time since I did a whip and chat with you all. I have been starting to do shorts in between videos, just little snippets of what's happening, and the cold shoulder, did you see that one? And one with doing the fairy wing, which you couldn't really see what it was until you stood back a little bit. So I did that one as well. I hope that you're enjoying those, seeing in between little snapshots of what's happening. If you haven't seen the shorts videos, if you go to my channel page, the home page, you'll see a tab of shorts and you'll be able to see them there. I'm not quite sure how it works on YouTube, to be honest, how people find shorts. I don't know if you can search, because whenever I've seen them, it's been from my home page and they just scroll through. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure, apart from going to a channel's homepage and searching that way. So if you know how shorts work and you can let anybody else know, please do comment below and let people know how they can find shorts on YouTube. I know that I do put tags in, so it must be possible to find them. But I get all sorts of random shorts when I go onto the YouTube homepage. I don't quite know where they pull that information from, but there we have it. I'm sure there is a rhyme and a reason. So I am still using the Diamond Art Club tray, the translucent one. I do still hold my finger over the end to stop any diamonds falling out, rather than using the stopper. I just find it quicker. Sometimes it does make my finger a little bit sore, depending on how long I'm diamond painting for, but you know, it's not too bad. There was talk about being white diamond painting trays, and at the time of recording this, I haven't had any kits yet with the white trays in, so that will be interesting when they arrive, and I'm sure I will get one, because yes, I too was caught up in the Black Friday frenzy. I've said it before on my channel that Diamond Art Club marketing are amazing, and it's the first time that I've been particularly bothered about a Black Friday sale from Diamond Art Club, because until they changed their canvases I wasn't really that bothered, and then as soon as I did my Partners in Crime canvas, oh, I absolutely loved it and I've never looked back. So I did get caught up in that. So there will be some unboxings. I don't know how many, because I also got caught up in the Cyber Monday. They were just such good deals, weren't they? Oh dear me, really, you know, yeah. It was great the way that they did the 100 new releases, because being able to see those brought out bit by bit meant that I could decide beforehand the ones that I really wanted and the ones that were the maybes on the list, just in case some of them sold out before I could get to them, because at that point I wasn't a diamond member. And I did have help from a friend in Australia who is a diamond member, and she was able to give me the heads up on the pricing so I could work out what was affordable for me. So that was a big help. So thank you again for doing that. We did sort of, I think, I think because it was the first year that we had somebody to partner up with and chat about it all to, I think we sort of egged each other on a little bit. So anyway, it was good fun. It was really, really good fun. So there will be unboxings for those. Number 3. I'm just not sure when, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do those, whether I do one at a time or a bit of a bundle unboxing. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll wake up with inspiration one morning and then it'll be as it is. But I didn't go too mad. I went mad for me, because normally if I'm buying Diamond Art Club, I tend to buy 2 kits at a time, unless it's a really expensive one, because I don't want to pay shipping to the UK. So it tends to be 2 diamond paintings to get the free shipping, but or 1 expensive one. So I did get more than 2, let's put it that way. I'm not giving any more details out. No, stop it. You're making me tell you secrets. Oh dear. I have heard of some people, I've been on the Facebook pages, and I have heard of the amount that some people got, and wow, they're having a massive stash of diamond paintings. Can't blame them. Oh, really, really good. So going on about Diamond Art Club, this isn't a Diamond Art Club canvas that I'm working on at the moment, however. This one is from Oraloa, and she is beautiful. I am so enjoying working on her. She is an absolute delight. And what's fascinating for me with this one is the colours, because the canvas does look very different in the printing to what the diamonds look like when they're laid down. So yeah, it's been interesting for me, and the diamonds are really good quality. I'm really happy with the kit. You know, they're staying on, they're not lifting up. Just a really beautiful kit, this one. And I don't know if I'm putting a video out before this one, but I have also got another kit from Oraloa, this time being a square, because I wanted to test their squares also to see how they sat on the canvas. And basically I've used you as an excuse again. I thought, I'm working on this canvas and I need to feed back to you guys what the squares are like. That's my excuse. I found an absolutely beautiful diamond painting. I am so thrilled with it. And it is a square. So yeah, thanks for enabling me, you guys. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate having you as an excuse. Oh dear, we do have to sort of talk ourselves into these things sometimes, don't we? And that's my way of doing it, so I don't feel too guilty. So, yeah. So the canvas that I got, I was actually looking at, I don't know how much to give away at this point, because I don't know if I'll already have uploaded it or not. But basically, I was thinking, right, it's winter time. Everybody's thinking about Christmas at the moment. What am I going to do about Christmas designs? And I thought to myself, it's great having all of these Santas and snowmen and pictures like that. But I wanted to have something that was wintry without being too Christmassy. And I think I found the ideal kit. So I hope that you can catch that one. If it isn't already uploaded before this video, then I will be putting it on next, I promise, so that you won't have too long to wait. Now I've talked about it and whetted your appetite to see it. Yeah, a little bit of a tease. And if you are interested in seeing the Oroloa canvases for yourself, getting yourself a kit, there is an affiliated code in the description box below where you can get 15% off your order at any time. It doesn't have to be a first time purchase. You can keep using that code over and over again and claiming 15% off. Isn't that fab? And I want to say a big thank you to Oroloa for that, because sometimes these discount codes are one use only on your first purchase. And I think it's great when Oroloa are doing the discount on every purchase if you use that code. And they do send some really fab free little gifts with their kit. I was thrilled with mine this time. And again, I'm not going to talk any more about it because I know that, you know, it's a surprise for when the video comes out. Okay, let's do this little A. I'm still using this sheet to help me find the correct packets. There it is. All of the baggies are beside me in rows of 10. If you haven't seen the WIP and chat about that, I think I mentioned it in my last WIP and chat, and I showed you the way that I'm working with the baggies beside me. So you could always head to that WIP and chat as well and have a little look, and you'll see. Saying that, this time I might well show you how I'm sat at the table, because it has been so cold in the UK. It's freezing in here. I'm sitting in the conservatory and it is cold. The heating is on in the house, but because this area is a lot of glass, it's quite chilly. So I'll tell you what I'm wearing. Full disclosure, I'm wearing a fleece top, a cardi over the top. I've got my blanket around my legs and I'm sat with my feet on a water bottle, on a hot water bottle. I've got to show you. Okay, so I've got my fleece on, I've got my cardigan over the top, I've got my blanket crossed over my legs, and I've got my feet on my hot water bottle on the floor. The things we do. Right, where were we? Oh, and I've also got a nice hot cup of tea beside me in my diamond painting mug. So cheers, everybody. Right, let's do the H symbol. Now, when I saw this canvas for the first time, I thought her skin tones were going to be very, very, very pale, looking at the canvas. However, as you can see from her shoulder detail, they're not as pale as what you would first think. So I'm hoping we get some nice shading in her face as well, and it doesn't become too muddied, if you know what I mean by that. Sometimes if the colours are a little bit too similar, then the detail can get a little bit indistinct, let's put it that way. I suppose that's a better terminology. They can be a bit too wishy-washy. Okay, that should be better. Sometimes my camera stand starts to droop down and I feel like I'm going to headbutt the camera, so hopefully that won't happen. Might knock some sense into me though, eh? Oh, dear me. Right. So, what's been happening with you guys? Tell me all your gossip. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you're working on. And, well, you can tell me anything you like in the comments. So, has anything exciting happened? Are you all ready for Christmas? How are you getting on with your shopping? Are you all done, wrapped and ready to go? Or are you still, like me, about halfway, nothing wrapped? Ideas, I've had ideas, and yeah, in the UK at the moment, we do have postal strikes. So the strikes are hampering the present getting at the moment, depending on where you buy from, of course, because it's not everywhere. It's just the Royal Mail, I think that's on strike. So I'm still waiting for some things to arrive, but I'm excited about the gifts that I've got this year. And we had a pact as a family that we were going to tone it down. We weren't going to be silly. You know, we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis at the moment. So we said that we were going to have a budget and, yeah, just buy one or two really lovely gifts for each other. Which actually I think is really nice. I think, honestly, I think I've put more thought into it this year with not buying more than one gift each. It's meant that I've really thought about what the other person might really want instead of bulking it out, if that makes sense. It is the first year that Ben, our son, won't be getting a big sack full of presents. We have pre-warned him, and he is 24. So it's not like he's a little child anymore. So yeah, it's going to be a bit strange, that one, not giving him a full sack full of presents for the first time. But you know, he can afford his own things, so. Oh dear. And when he was little, you know, with the whole Santa, you know, Ben used to ask for all sorts of obscure presents. He once asked us for a bookcase, which is a lovely present, and you wouldn't expect a 9-year-old to be asking for a bookcase, and he did get one for us, from us. And honestly, it's still in his bedroom here, so it's still that useful present that he asked for. But yeah, that took us a bit aback. But we used to give him one of the catalogues, and he used to go through and highlight what sort of things he would like each year. I think that was the highlight of his Christmas, really, being given the catalogue. I won't say where from, but if you're in the UK, I bet you can imagine where from. And he used to go through and write down some ideas. And then he'd say, "Don't worry, Mum, I've only put the really expensive things on my Santa list." Bless him. So he might say that again to me this year. "Don't worry, Mum, You don't have to get me a sack full of presents because Santa will. So I am feeling quite Christmassy now. I am thinking of putting up our Christmas tree this weekend. We always used to leave it until after Ben's birthday because Ben's birthday is mid-December. But as he's no longer living at home, I think we could do it this weekend. I think he'd quite like it actually, coming home for his birthday and the tree being up. So, well, you won't have any choice, so. So I'll be getting the tree up, putting the decorations on. Do you like that job? Do you like getting out the tree? Do you get a real tree or do you have a reusable tree each year? We had a real tree last year and it was beautiful. It was a big, beautiful, gorgeous tree and it smelt lovely. Just going to get the E's out, number 24. Because you don't get that, do you, with a reusable tree? You don't get that smell, unless I suppose you could get the sprays. Anyway, it was beautiful and it was lovely. And when it was time to get rid of that tree, that was when the problem happened, because it was easier getting it in the house, being completely wrapped, but getting it out again, oh my goodness, there were pine needles everywhere. Oh, and I have one of those bagless vacuum cleaners and it just could not cope. It could not cope with all of the pine needles all over. So luckily I'd kept an older Hoover with a bag in it and that managed to do it. So I did say this year, should we not bother getting a real tree? So I think we'll be doing our reusable tree this time. We are going to my mum's for Christmas lunch. Yay, gonna be spoiled. Having my Christmas lunch made for me. Thanks, Mum. Really, really do appreciate it because I will be working up to the 23rd of December. So yeah, Mum kindly offered, bless her. Really looking forward to it. We're all going to be there. We're going to have the family there all together, so that'll be lovely. Yeah, so I think when people are coming round here, we'll probably be more likely to get a real tree again. But, you know, when I say about getting rid of the tree as well, we do pay to a charity to come and collect it from the doorstep and they go and shred, you know, recycle it all. So that is a nice thing to do. And talking about charity, I have been considering about what to do for the winter competition. You may have seen that I did a super duper summer subscriber something or other competition in the summertime. And I've been considering what to do for the winter. And what I've decided, and I hope that you approve of this, is that instead of doing a prize draw for my subscribers, I am going to give the money to a charity. And this charity, I was listening to Chris Evans' breakfast show on Virgin Radio. I listen to that every morning on the way to work. And they were talking about a charity called Mary's Meals. And it just hit a chord with me. It is a charity, it's a long-standing charity. I've not actually heard of it before, but £15 means that a child can have a school lunch every day for 1 year. Wow. that is incredible. So what I thought was, as it's Christmas and as I've got the most beautiful, wonderful, lovely, kind subscribers, and I really mean that, I think we have a lovely community on this channel. So thank you very, very much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's always appreciated. And I thought, because you are all so lovely, hearing that, I think that you would really like that idea. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to make a payment to the charity as an alternative to running the winter subscriber competition. And I really hope that you like that idea. It is for, the charity is providing school meals for children all over Africa, I believe. There's all sorts of different areas where, because they are being given a school meal, they know they're going to be fed at lunchtime. It means it encourages those children to go to school each day. Isn't that wonderful? So it means not only do they get their school meal, they also get their education, and it helps promote education to children in Africa. I think I just loved that idea. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm excited about it. Oh, just you imagine all of the children being able to have a meal. I mean, £15 for 1 year. It's incredible, that, isn't it? Yes, so if I do get any affiliated money back from commissions on the affiliated codes in the description box, that will also be going towards Mary's Meals. So I really, really hope that you like that idea too. Right, I'm doing these little bits of arrows here, and then I'm just going to have a little look at what we've done so far. Okay, oh, I hope that you can see this better than me, because this looks a little bit, maybe I should reserve judgment. I'll reserve judgment for now, but I think I'm losing a bit of detail as I'm diamond painting, and I'm really, really, really hoping that's not the case. I hope when we look back from further away that that doesn't happen. Ooh, I'll keep my fingers crossed, which is quite hard to do when you're diamond painting. Ooh, I think a big bird just landed on the, in fact it did, because it's on the bird bath now. It landed on the conservatory roof. Did you hear that? Made a right racket. Anyway, it's gone off to the bird bath where it should be. I'm making sure I'm topping up the bird bath with water. As I say, it's very, very, very cold in the UK at the moment, so I need to look after those birdie friends of ours. Make sure they're getting some fresh water each day. And I always love to see them. Oh, it's got another mate now on there. So there's 2 big fat pigeons sat on my little bird bath. Oh, I have to tell you the story about a magpie. What colour should we do next while I tell the story? Let's do these archway 28. Oh, it was so funny. And I tell you what, I really, really wanted to catch it on video, but I just couldn't get the moment. At the time, I did think, okay, well, this must be just for me. You know, I do believe that sometimes things are meant just for us, because there is so much social media and people sharing videos that I think sometimes we forget to actually live in the moment. So when I couldn't capture this particular time, I thought, okay, it is just for me, but I will talk about it with you because it was an absolute delight and I was howling with laughter. It was so funny. I was walking Monty, and you have seen some of the walk that we do in a video that I did a little while ago now, actually. And we were walking past the sheep field outside the village where I live. And the sheep were actually sat down this morning because I think it was so cold, or whether they were expecting rain, I'm not sure. So they were all sat down in the field, and there were some magpies in the field with them. They were just, I don't know what they were doing, I couldn't really tell. And I spotted this one magpie. It was a really mischievous little magpie. I could tell it had a twinkle in its eye just from looking at it. It was being very cheeky. And what it was doing, it was in the grass, and then every now and again it was jumping, hopping onto the back of a sheep and sitting there for a little while. And then what it would do, it would hop onto the sheep's head right on the top, and then hop off again. But as it hopped off, the sheep's head would like do a little nod, you know, like boing, boing, boing. It was so funny. And so then this little magpie would hop around the sheep again, you know, a bit like, I tell you what it was like, it reminded me of a child, you know, when they've gone down the slide and they run round to the steps again to go back down. That's what this magpie reminded me of. It hopped around this sheep, jumped back on its back, stood there for a little bit looking out, and then hopped onto the sheep's head and boing, 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 off again. This sheep's head, honestly, it was nodding. It was like, oh, I really, really wish I could have caught that on camera for you. And I will look out for it in future, but I think it was probably a one-time opportunity. Oh, dear me. You can imagine what I was like. I was stood in this field with Monty on lead, and I was just laughing so much. That's probably why I couldn't get it on camera properly, because I couldn't hold my camera still. Every time I tried to take a picture or do a video, it just wouldn't work. Oh, so anyway, that cheered me up that morning, and I sent a special thank you up to the universe for cheering me up that morning. So sometimes, do you agree that these little special moments that we have are meant just for us? I just happened to be there when that funny little magpie, and it is funny that it was a magpie for me, you know, having Stone Magpie channel. Oh, bless it. The friends in the field with him were absolutely oblivious to what was going on. They were just doing, I don't know, maybe they were pecking at something. I wonder if it was, you know, the sheep feed or something like that, and they were having a little bit of breakfast. There. And the other morning, again, because I just love nature. I love looking at nature. I sometimes surprise Louise. You'll have met Louise if you watch my WIP at work videos. And Louise can be sat working, typing, and I'll happen to catch something out of the window in the corner of my eye, and I'll be like, oh, and she's like, oh, what? And I'm like, there's a rainbow. And she's like, oh my God, what are you like? I'll absolutely frighten her to death. I think she thinks I'm a bit silly sometimes, but I'm just like, oh, a rainbow. Oh, look at those birds. And she's like, oh my goodness. But I just delight in all things like that. I think certain moments are so special. They really are. Now, a little while ago, I talked about a brick wall, a red brick wall on my way to work, where one morning there were around 15 pheasants sat on this wall. And as I've said, my favourite road is getting a little bit busy, but one morning it wasn't as busy as it has been, and there so happened to be 2 pheasants. They were both boy pheasants, so it was the boys' night out, or the boys who were probably coming home from their boys' night out, and there were 2 of them sat on the wall. So I decided to stop at the side of this dual carriageway. Like I say, it sounds more dangerous than what it was. Believe me, I wasn't being dangerous. It was quiet, and I did pull into the side. So I quickly took a photograph for you to see what I meant. There were only 2 rather than 15, but it was still nice to see them, and I have seen them since on the wall. And it's lovely to see them. So I'm not going to stop again because, like I say, it can be busy on a morning. But I always say good morning to them. You probably think I'm silly. You probably agree with Louise. But I like things like that. They mean a lot to me. They really, really mean a lot to me. They start my day off in such a positive light. And yes, I was going to say, the other morning, I was driving out of the village, and I happened to look from the corner of my eye to the left, and the most amazing moon was there. It was starting to go down, because it was light. It was about, what time would it have been? About 8:30 in the morning. And this moon was huge. It was a full moon. And it was near, as I say, it was at the top of the hill where I come out of the village. So I thought, right, I'm quickly going to park in this lay-by here before I go onto the main road. And I'm going to try and take a photograph of it because it was so magnificent. It really took my breath away. It was so beautiful. So I have taken a photo. I don't think you can see the detail in the photo. You certainly can't get the magnificence of this moon, but I did my best. Again, I think it was one of those just for me moments, which of course I just want to share with you. So I'm doing my best. I might need to take a photography course, see if I can get any better photos. It was absolutely freezing, I have to say. Yeah, the things I do for you lot. Because I couldn't keep my gloves on, otherwise my phone wouldn't work. Oh, anyway. Yeah, it was beautiful. You know, one of those winter, crisp, icy, frosty mornings where the sun is coming up and trying to burn through the cloud and melt all of the ice and frost away. It was one of those mornings, just incredible. I was driving to work, listening to Chris Evans, being cheered up by him because he is so positive and really good fun on a morning. looking at this moon and then seeing all of the autumn colours as I was driving to work, seeing the pheasants, and I just thought, you know, I am so lucky. I am so grateful for all of that, for being able to see these things, experience them. So I don't know if you're the same, but I do send up little words of gratitude when things like that happen. I didn't always do that, but I think it's really helped me now that I do. It's really started to help my positivity. So even at work, if I'm having a bit of a problematic day, I can just remember what I've seen that morning, and it just gives me a little lift. So I hope that it would do the same for you. Oh, right, so yeah, I'm still not seeing much definition here. I am a little bit worried about this, but we'll keep going. Let's hope that let's hope that this turns out as good as what I'm hoping. Otherwise, I'll have to remember the moon and the pheasants and that funny little magpie to cheer me up again. I think this is the knee that I'm doing now, isn't it? With the multiplacer. I think I've said before that this pen has now become my favourite pen. I really like the metal tips. They don't get nibbled as quick either as the plastic ones. And I have actually placed some ABs with this and not had a problem. So I don't think the ABs like new wax. I think that's more of a problem than a metal tip. But of course, you do have to be careful with how firm you're placing your diamonds if they're ABs and you're using a metal tip. So I would say give it a go, but just be gentle and use old wax, and you should be fine. That's something I found anyway. In this diamond pen though, we have got blue wax rather than the pink wax. The blue wax comes with the Oriloa kit, and I think I prefer it because I don't seem to get as much residue. It is a drier wax, so it does dry out quicker than the pink wax. But it's really nice to use. It's a little bit more crumbly. I'll show you in the caddy in a moment. And I'll just finish this little set of 3. Because I think you can see in the caddy just the difference. So here's my blue wax caddy, and here's the Diamond Art Club pink wax. So in the blue wax, can you see here on the edges, it is a bit drier, and as you can see, it just sort of crumbles a little bit. Don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can see that on camera okay. It just is drier and crumblier. That's the only way I can describe it. And then the pink wax from Diamond Art Club I've been using for quite a while now, and you can see that's a lot smoother. There's hardly any dry bits on the edges there. So that's the difference I'm finding in the waxes. I do use both and I am happy with both, but I think the blue wax is just a little bit better at not leaving residue. Right, let's get some number 6 in. A few little bits of areas of number 6. Is that creating any more definition? Or maybe I shouldn't think about it until it's done, until I can take a step back and look with you to see. And then hopefully I'll have a happy surprise. I did put a short on when I was doing the fairy wing, because being so close up, you can't really see what it is until you take a step back. So I thought I would post that for a little bit of fun. I'm just going to pop that lonely E in I missed earlier. Just probably do it from the baggie because it's only one. There. Right, what do you think? Should we get these Fs in? The majority are Fs, aren't they? So where's F? Number 27. So I'm working on a few different things at the moment. I've got a few canvases on the go. I've got this one. I've got the Ellie the Elephant. Did you see the short I did about that? I also did a kitting up video for Ellie the Elephant, and she is beautiful. She's got some special diamonds in with her. So she's got like a metallic gold and ABs, and then she's got some special shape diamonds, which I'm actually keeping for last because I may need to pop her under the bed to flatten her again, because with Ellie the Elephant, she's not a full diamond painting. She's like, the background is like a watercolour canvas effect. So I may need to straighten her, flatten her out again before I frame her. So I'm not putting any of the special shape diamonds on yet, because if they are prouder than normal diamonds, then it won't work to get her flattened. So that's going to be really nice though, because I can still put the metallics and the ABs on, but it means that the special diamonds will be the finishing touches of that one. And she is like a carnival elephant with feathers and all sorts around her. So she is a joy to work on. That's a diamond dots kit that I've never had a diamond dots before. So that was nice. That was my gift, if you saw that unboxing. So I'm working on this one. I'm working on Ellie the Elephant. I'm also at work working on the iris diamond painting that you voted for to see completed. So that one is also going on. So a lot at the moment. And I will also be doing a Christmas project. And I'm thinking I might do that from work. So I'm going to see, because I've only got so much time in a day. So that might be my work project until Christmas, to get that one done. But it is nice to change it up every now and again, to say, okay, well, today I'm going to work on this one, and then I might do that one later, rather than sticking to the same canvas every day. Get some more diamonds in. I never ever used to do that. I used to always stick to one canvas at a time. But I think because I keep unboxing some amazing diamond paintings that I just can't resist sometimes. And that's not to say the ones that are in my stash are not amazing. It's just, oh, you know what it's like. You do know, I'm sure. In fact, because my diamond stash is getting quite large now, I think I'm either having to hide them under the bed because I've run out of sort of space, or I might have to actually clear out our garage and start storing them in there because, you know, there's only so much space in the house. Our garage is absolutely full. It really is chock-a-block full of stuff, so it would need a good tidy out. We were due to do a car boot sale, which if you're not in the UK, I don't know if you'll know what that is. It's where you drive to a field and you take all the things you want to sell and people come and they basically buy what you want to get rid of. Very cheaply usually. So we were going to do one of those. But the year ran away with us, and it tends to be sort of a more summery thing in the UK. So we might do one next year. And I'm hoping to get a new table. I saw it on a recycling site on Facebook for, you know, like local things for sale on Facebook. So I saw it and it's a massive table. It's actually African wood table, so it's huge, really, really big. And I thought that would be amazing for my diamond paintings because it's something like 220 centimetres long. So I've contacted the seller and I'm hoping to get it. And then I thought the table that I'm working on at the moment, which is officially our dining table, but it's always full of my diamond paintings, can perhaps go into a little nook area where I might be able to set up some proper lights so that I could diamond paint at any time of the day. Because at the moment, I can only diamond paint in the daylight. And it is restricting when I can do my big pictures. So the idea is if I get that table, the big table could be my dining table and occasional unboxing table. And the table I'm working on now could be my official diamond painting table. So fingers crossed. So you may well see a different table coming up if I can get it in the unboxings. It might need a little bit of work though, this table, because at the moment it looks a little bit like somebody's done a lot of crafting on it, which I don't mind, but there's paint blobs and scratches and things all over it. So it has been well loved already. It's great though, isn't it, when you can recycle rather than just take it to the tip and dump it, because it is, you know, it's a solid wood table. It'd be silly to just throw it away. So the sites on Facebook are great for that. Maybe, you see, the thing is, all of our garage being full of our stuff, it's all little bits and bobs. It's nothing really big. It's things like old books and games and old ornaments that we don't need any longer. Or things when we moved, you know, when you move house and the style doesn't really suit the new house. So it's things like that we've got in there. I might well put them on a recycling site if I find anything in the boxes that's worth the effort of photographing and listing. Let somebody else have the pleasure of them. But it's more likely that we go to the car boot sale, we'll pay for our plot and then just sell everything off really cheap. I think I'm feeling a bit happier about this now, you know. I think now that I've got a bit more of this colour in, it has helped. I'm really looking forward to seeing it from a distance. Sometimes if I don't get these rounds in quite the right place, because the symbols are so large, they sort of show through a little bit. I don't think it's as noticeable from far away, thankfully, but I'm having to do a little bit of faffing, you've probably noticed. It's nice to have big symbols, but sometimes it doesn't help when they can show through after placing the diamond. Maybe it's because I tend to do squares that I'm not as accurate with rounds, I don't know. You'd have thought, though, by getting to this point on the canvas that I would be a bit more practiced. Let's do those arrows there. 18. Because this is quite a darkish colour. Might help with the contrast. It's a beautiful colour. It's like a deep cranberry colour, talking of Christmas. Do you like cranberry sauce with your turkey? Do you actually have turkey for your Christmas lunch? Do you know, I could take or leave turkey, but I love all of the trimmings that go with it. The stuffing, the roast potatoes, all the really naughty things. I don't think you'll be surprised to hear that. You know me, I love all the naughty things, sweeties and alcohol. So of course I'm going to like the naughty things at the Christmas lunch. That makes Christmas though, doesn't it? The lunch with the family, the crackers. Lovely. I had a really delicious Scotch egg the other day. I don't know if Scotch egg is a UK thing. I better describe it just in case it's not available worldwide. A Scotch egg is a boiled egg, hard-boiled egg, usually hard-boiled, and then it is rolled in sausage meat, and then it's rolled in breadcrumbs, and usually baked or fried. And they are absolutely delicious. Believe me, they are delicious. And so one of the guys at work the other day had to go and visit a customer, and it happened to be very close to a lovely butcher's in town. And this butcher does fantastic pies and meats and all sorts of goodies. So we asked him, Louise and I, wasn't just me, Louise was involved as well. I'm such a telltale, aren't I? We asked him to get us each a Scotch egg. But these Scotch eggs also have black pudding within the sausage meat. Oh my goodness, the spices in the black pudding and the sausage meat, absolutely divine. And they were so big, we ended up having to have them for our lunch rather than our sandwich, because they were just so filling. It was absolutely gorgeous. They came back warm, straight from the oven. Yum, yum. So if you have a chance to try a Scotch egg, especially one, if you can get one with black pudding as well, oh, wow. I would recommend it. Bit naughty, but you know, the guys are always having fish and chips and we've only had them once. So so Louise and I can be naughty sometimes, not all the time. We have actually both got a chocolate advent calendar at work as well. And we open the window at coffee time and we see what the picture is. We've both got the same one, so we won't argue. But we open the little window and get our chocolate out and then savour it in our coffee break at work. We are such children, aren't we? Just filling in this last little E that I missed again. These E's have just hidden a couple of times. There we are. Right, I think maybe the anchors next. These cute little anchors. Number 34. Oh, was there only two? Oh, I thought there was more than that. I would have just taken them out of the bag had I realised. I can see one of those symbols, which is number 40. So we'll get that one in. And I think I've missed some of the bows that I did earlier as well. These ones, I think I started with these ones. 29. Not sure if there's any ABs in this section whatsoever. I thought there may have been in her hair, but it looks like they are all normal diamonds. Any more bows? Nope. Oh, that P there might be an AB. Just one. Oh, and the Y might be as well. I'm not sure. Right, we've got some dashes. Dashing through the snow. I don't know why I'm feeling so Christmassy today. I think it's probably the thought of putting my Christmas tree up. The thing is, I don't want to feel Christmassy too early because it'll wear off and by Christmas Day I'll be over it. So, want to put a lid on it. And I think all I've done this video is talk about Christmas. Right, one arrow up there. Of course, we will have days off at Christmas, so that will be so nice. I am so looking forward to quite a few days off work. It'll be nice. Not that I, you know, it's fine going to work each day. I'm very grateful to have my job. It's just that, you know, it takes me away from diamond painting, and I have to squeeze my diamond painting into my hours on a weekend. And, you know, sometimes the family don't get a look in, unfortunately. So Christmas time can make up for that, can't it? Have a bit of family time. Play lots of board games. I love board games. Well, certain ones. Certain ones I don't like so much. But I quite like things like Monopoly. I quite like quiz games, although I have to say I'm not a great quizzer. I don't think I retain information that well, as you may well have seen from any past videos when I'm trying to remember names of things. Oh dear. But I do enjoy quizzy type things. And weirdly, I'm quite good at the sport questions, which is surprising because I'm not very sporty. So I'm always quite pleased when I get a sporting question right. It's probably because my husband watches sport and I'm there doing whatever, either on the computer or diamond painting. So maybe it's going in, what's the word? Superficially, is it? Without me knowing. Of course, it's the World Cup at the moment. Ooh, that football, that's going on. So we are watching some of the matches, not all of them, but some. Well, let's do these arrows, and then we've got this 1p. And then we will have a look from a distance, which I also nearly started singing then. Oops, push that in. Well, I am surprised there were no more ABs in this section, but never mind, we can't have it all, can we? Let's see what this P is. Yes, that is an AB. One AB to finish off this lovely yellow. So gently pop it in. There. Right, let's have a look from a distance and see the detail that we've got in that section that's just been diamond painted. Keeping my fingers crossed. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, she is gorgeous. Oh, I'm so relieved. Oh, look at that detail there. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh, and look, her hair, little curl coming down here. Oh, she is gorgeous. She's so pretty. And I do love the pose that she's in. Oh, I can't wait to continue this one now. Oh, she looks a little bit like my little sister, you know. My little sister who's in her 40s. But she does. Oh, wow. Oh, I really like it. Look, you can see her little ear here as well. It's so cute. Oh, really, really, really good. I can't tell you how pleased I am with this diamond painting from Oroloa. I just think it's amazing. It's a while since you've seen this one from a distance in completion. And look how the fairy wing turned out here. You can see the front wing and then the back wing here. It's really, really beautiful with that detailing in there, all the veins of the wing and that tree. I still love that tree. On the left hand side there is the start of the flower, which I'm just getting into shot for you now, so you can see this bright green flower here. This is the top of that bud that droops down, so we will be heading into that area as well. Ooh. It's a lovely canvas, it really, really is. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this whip and chat. I hope that you've enjoyed doing some of your own diamond painting. Please do consider liking, sharing and subscribing. I really do appreciate it, and thank you everybody. Until next time, enjoy your own diamond painting, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.